What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of No Warp Gate to Grandmaster. The last episode was a bit of a crazy one. We got 3 really fast wins. And to be honest, it didn't really have too much to do with my skills. It was just my opponent were either, messing it up completely or trying some suboptimal early cheese, you could say. Now, I think we're still gonna keep going where we left off, which is kind of expand the idea that we are very strong in the early game. Now, the best thing about the last episode was that we used the flower formation to a good success. So, once again, a lot of you are probably still not gonna know what that means, but I proxied a pylon basically here and built 12 gateways around it and used that to reinforce instead of using warp gates. And it actually worked very well. Now, it was mostly that very specific map where it worked. It was Alcyone, where you can basically build all those gateways with the cover of a little mineral wall that has to be mined out. And then you can use the one probe you build all the gateways with to mine out that mineral wall to walk in a million zealots. And that is a very good way to go about it. Now, this hatchery, it appears that we have blocked it. Oh my goodness, he wanted to fake me, and he wanted to try and fake me and then come back. Now, I still think we're going up against a cheese here, to be honest, because that hatchery was too late anyway. This might be a 12 pool of some sorts. Let's see, is there a pool here? Wait. Oh, there's the pool. I was wondering. I'm looking at his units. There should have been a pool, but I didn't see it. Now, I already kind of figured out this was going on by how late the hatchery was. He's still going to get it down, which is nice for him. Now, what sucks for me is that on this map, I feel like this kind of strategy is so strong because this map is freaking short. Like, I might actually have to chrono boost this zealot, else I'm not going to be able to get it out in time. I could also build a pylon here. I feel like that wouldn't even be the craziest idea ever, to be honest. So he's going to kill that with his drones. Zergling should be arriving right now, as I expected. And I'm actually fine popping out the zealot on the outside, but because I have this little space to hide in, which is really not a bad space. Like, this is going to be a pretty efficient zealot. Look at this. He can't really go out of his way. Oh, this is actually quite nice here so far, I have to say. Second zealot is going to be finishing quite soon as well, followed by an adept. Looks like I snuck another. I don't know why I'm rallying all these probes, by the way. That's a little bit of a mistake. It looks like he tried to get the surround, but he didn't fully get the surround. I feel like we're going to go for a pretty nice hold here, guys, because we're going to defend this attack. It sucks for us that we're going to lose the final zealot, because then we cannot break the pylon easily anymore. But this really was a pretty good defense by us, and obviously we don't need to mine gas, so we can take our nexus a little earlier. The reason why we don't need to mine gas is because we don't have to get warp gate, of course. I think 3 adepts will do the trick just fine. I don't think I have to make another. Well, I say that, but if I don't make another adept, he's going to run his Zerglings back, right, and kill it, which would be quite annoying. I think I'll build it from this gateway, so even if I lose this one to a couple Zerglings, it's not going to be the biggest deal. So I'm going to shade these across now. I wonder if he's going to realize that I'm not actually making warp gate here. I feel like it's not something you'll even think about this late into the game. It also makes no sense to not make warp gate right now. I think I'm gonna go for 1 stalker to both kill the overlord and the pylon. I feel like that would be quite nice. Let's check if he has a third base. He does have a third base building, which I think means he doesn't really have a lot of units. See, that's only a couple Zerglings really. These adepts are going to do a lot of damage here, guys. I can target fire. I think now the queens are here. That is probably going to be a necessity. I'm going to shade back into the main. Let's see if I can grab another couple Zerglings. That would be nice. Going to shade all the way. Oh, this is going to be a nice spot. Yeah, we actually got there. Wow, look at that. That is beautiful. Going to be able to kill so many drones with this, and this is a massive start. I'm also killing the overlord at the same time. I think the angle I'm gonna take here, guys, is to go for a fast third nexus. You guys have seen me do that before in this challenge. Like, I could go for a couple extra gateways, but he doesn't have any gas. I think he's mostly gonna be making a lot of queens and Zerglings without speed. In fact, he might have made even more Zerglings already at this point. So I think going for more gateways would not be the right idea. I think I'm going to go for the fast third base, get a couple of adepts out to defend that. And then eventually, it's going to be a little bit harder on this map to execute, to be honest, but eventually we can get into the same strategy as we did before. He's scouting my base with another overlord because he's like, this guy has to have something else. This is weird. There's no warp gate. I feel like I'm absolutely blowing his mind right now. He saw there was no warp gate. So I think the reasonable conclusion to draw is that I'm going for Skytals, because for anything else, you would make Warp Gate, right? Unless I play like Massive Robo or something really ridiculous, but it makes sense he thinks it's Skytals. But then he sees there's no gases, and I think because he sent the Overlord out, I don't think he saw that I made the third Nexus. Like, he's probably incredibly... This is probably the most confused he's been in his entire ladder session, to be honest, because this is a little crazy. So I'm going to go up to 4 gateways here. Then I'll go for a 4th base. And then after that, I'll start trying to get that big proxy up that I was talking about. Let's see. We don't have any drones here, surprisingly. I think there has to be units there. That is probably a roach warren. Let me try and kill this. Hopefully not losing a depth if I micro properly. Kind of feels like he might be going for some sort of crazy attack. I really think his mind is absolutely blown, to be honest. It doesn't seem like he has any idea what the hell is going on here. Because now he's sitting on 2 bases like I'm all-inning him. But I don't have warp gate, so I'm not quite sure how I would even be able to all-in him. But I mean, it seems like that is what he's thinking right now. Gonna go in here and kill a couple more drones. He might be thinking that this is glaives or something. That would also not be an unreasonable idea to have. Let's see if I can get a couple drones and then get back out. Probably 2 adepts are going to be able to survive. There we go. In the meantime, guys, while my opponent's busy over-defending, I'm just going to go ahead and take a 4th base, because why the hell not? I do need to start a couple batteries. Like, I don't want to be too crazy here, right? So I'm going to get a couple more batteries up. I'm going to cancel these adepts. These adepts might be able to win out. Oh, I didn't quite get them as far as I wanted. So they are going to lose that fight. But still, the trades were obviously very, very good for me. Now, do I still want to go for that big proxy? Now that I know that my opponent has no drones? I mean, of course I want to, right? Because I'm crazy. But is it the right idea is what I mean. That I don't quite know. Okay, so this base is going to be saturated already. I could go for another forge. Not quite sure if that's what I want to do. I'm going to make a couple cannons here. I think another cannon out here would be really nice too. He's going to be able to cancel the first cannon, but obviously I have my charge slots already, so I don't have anything to worry about. I think I'm going to make all my gateways over there. That seems like a decent location. I could also go for the DT Shrine. I did that once, and I did kind of like it. It didn't actually work out that one time, but I did like the way it felt, so maybe that would be a good idea to do again. I could also make some sentries at home. Would that be so crazy? I don't think so. All right, here we go. I don't quite remember exactly how I placed my buildings to be able to make 12 gateways, but I'm very excited to try it again anyway. Oh, so he sees that I have this base now. That is probably going to surprise him at least a little bit. I think he's definitely not going to be expecting this. If he expects this, he's a freaking big brain genius. That is for sure. Now, because the ground here is so light, I can't even see where I'm able to put my gateways down. Like, I literally cannot see the power field here. Should have made a couple more pros before adding these gateways, by the way. That's for... Actually, I do have a couple more here that I can rally. Yeah, we're pretty much saturated already. Look at this. This is going to be 12 gateways. This one, oh no, it's actually going to work. Here we go. So I have 4 at home. Then what I did last time was I would use these 4 to make stalkers, because stalkers have micro potential, right? Dude, for a second I thought I saw a scan here, and I was like, wait, what? How is that even possible? But obviously I didn't see it. But stalkers, you can micro them back and forth. So it doesn't really matter if you have less units, because you can always pick up stuff for free. And then in that rally position that I have, here are my units. I can just make like 1,000,000 zealots and run them in one by one, and they should be able to do a decent job even when they're on their own. No, I do need blink to finish before I move out ideally. Might be a little bit too late. So I have 4 base saturation. I think 4 base saturation is barely not enough to afford all of these gateways, but we'll see. I'm going to make my presence known here now, and then I'm going to start attacking the right side. I think he's going to have too many units over here for me to kill, so this really is just a bait. I want to start attacking his next base. Okay, this looks pretty decent. I'm going to be able to trade against non-banelings, and then I'll be able to blink the stalkers away. I think this is going to be a pretty decent fight here, but he might try to go for the juggler. I guess we'll see. He has a bunch of ravagers. It seems like he wants to go for the counterattack fully, and this is really gonna, you know, work out pretty well for me if he does that. Doesn't seem like... Okay, he is actually attacking. Yeah, this is really nice. He's attacking, and the reason why this is nice is because my zealots are going to be able to do so much work against just the roaches and zerglings, especially without the ravagers and without banelings. I'm going to be able to snipe the ravagers because I have the stalkers at home, just like I mentioned before. And oh my god, my plan is working absolutely perfectly. These zealots are trading so well, and these stalkers are getting pretty much free kills over on my main base side. Now, I'm actually going to go full YOLO here. This is a little little crazy what I'm doing. But I do still have a recall, of course. Keep that in mind. I can always recall these. I think I'm going to try to blink in the back of his mineral line, so it's going to be hard for him to deal with these with Dutch Zerglings. He's struggling to micro at this location because he's busy trying to deal with these Stalkers. And just like that, our opponent has absolutely been torn apart. Now, once again, we obviously did get a significant early game lead. But the strategy really is looking pretty strong. We have +2 attack, charge, and blink. And I feel like especially with the fast third base, it puts our opponents in such a weird position. And this game really, more than anything else, I feel like you could just literally see my opponent's brain explode with every decision that he made. He made so few draws. Like, my economy is so much better than his. Now, obviously, this doesn't count entirely because he already evacuated this. But this was a beautiful warm-up game. Let's go to game number 2. The second game of the day is against another Zerg. All right, and this is perfect, because I just got a bit of inspiration. I just thought of an idea. So, you guys know how I'm taking my third bases really fast against Zerg pretty much every time, right? And there is a strategy that you can do that with in high-level PvZ. Doesn't always work. It's not a very common build for a reason. But what you can do is you can go for a fast third Nexus, kind of bait and all-in, and then go for DTs. So I was thinking, how much gas do I really need to mine for DTs if I'm not going to get Warp Gate? Because my DTs are going to be 50 gas cheaper, basically, right? So what I was thinking, I could maybe go for 1 gas only, which sounds freaking insane. 1 gas only, but make it a gas first, so I get a little bit of extra gas. I think I should get about 50 extra gas from that. And then try to go for a super fast third base with fast DTs at the same time. Kind of reminds me of my Oracle build against Terran, right? Where I go for the 1 gas proxy Oracle with a third Nexus. I mean, those are the kind of builds that I really like. When you can invent something so far out of the meta, but it still works, that is StarCraft art to me. Now, I've never actually played gas first against Zerg, I think, or maybe I have in this series that I don't remember. I feel like this would be the one series where I would actually do that in, but not that I remember. So this might be the actual first time I ever played gas first. Now, this panel looks a bit close to the Nexus, so I'm starting to get a little worried that I've blocked my own Nexus. I feel like it should barely fit. He's putting all of his workers to kill my probe, which is a little vicious, but he doesn't get it, luckily. He's still going to chase it because he obviously really wants the kill. Now it's low HP, but I'm just going to be running it around, let it recharge shields, and that should be perfectly fine. Just actually wasting a lot of minerals trying to kill this probe now, right? First the big worker pool, and then also the fact that he chased it even more with a drone. So that is a pretty good start. Now, he's not taking the gold base, which is not surprising, of course, considering the gold base is pretty tough to defend as Zerg. Some would even say impossible. It's probably not impossible, but you would have to, you know, bend over backwards to try and make that happen. Now, let's do a little bit of classic probe harass, because why not? Now, I think I should go for a Stalker first. Stalker or Adept? I really like the Adept for the harassment. I think I'm going to go Adept first and then Stalker, but I'll Chrono Boost both. So I'll get the Twilight Council here already. I think if I scout him well, I might not have to make a second gateway to complete this wall. This is a little risky what I'm saying, but I think I might... Oh, I'm actually going to lose the probe. That sucks. Left a little bit too late there. I might not need a second gateway to finish this wall. I think I should keep this at home, actually. I feel like if I don't keep this at home, it's going to be a little bit too easy for him to get into my base. So what I'm going to do is I'll add a second gateway now, but I won't produce anything beyond this Stalker. I can actually afford the DT Shrine perfectly, I believe. Let's see. Oh my god, look at this build, guys. The 1 gas DTs. Isn't this beautiful? And then I'm going to go ahead and run for the third base. Now, it's possible that my opponent went for a secondary Overlord. In that case, he will scout my build order, but otherwise we should be fine. I should be able to get at least 1 DT out, I think. So this is going to be like a 330 Nexus or so with DTs. So he's trying to get in here with his Zerglings. That's actually an interesting move. Because there is a unit in the wall, and he's going to lose all of those because my Adept is still close. I mean, decent attempt to get in. I actually wonder how that would have gone if I didn't have the freaking Adept close by. I'm going to start a battery here just because I'm scared, and then I'll build a pylon next to that base as well. I think I'm going to go for a second gas now, and then I'll make the pylon right over there. Now, I think he hasn't scouted my base yet, which is actually a little annoying because I want him to reactively all-in me, right? That is the point of this. I want him to reactively actively all in me. Now, I feel like I could do a better job of building my gateways at the front. Like, I keep building them in the main, but since they're actually just gateways, I think I should probably be building them here. Like, maybe something like this, get a little bit of a semi-wall off as well. And then I'm going to start producing Dark Templars. Dude, I can actually afford 2 Dark Templars pretty much perfectly. 50 too many minerals. Yo, this build is actually very nice, you know? This works out so freaking well. I wonder if I could make this like a real strategy by... is it the... Oh, no. I saw the attack animation. I was hoping it was an all-in. By adding Warp Gate after the first 2 DTs. I feel like that could totally work out. Now I'm going to go for the 4th Nexus after this. I guess I'm going to make another DT because I want to send those across. And I guess we're going to... His Overlord could see that there's a DT warping out of that, of course. If he was paying enough attention, he would be able to see that. Actually, this is going to be... Yo, hold on. I think I can wall this off pretty nicely with mass gateways. I feel like this strategy looks too good. It shouldn't be looking this good. Everything kind of feels like it's working out so far. He doesn't have this space. Let's see. Is there going to be a spore? Doesn't look like there's a spore, guys. I feel like our strategy could have worked. Let's see. Is there a spore here? There's actually no spore. Oh my god, this is going to be brutal. I think he might just lose here, guys. The freaking super fast base made him think that I was going to do nothing aggressive, and now we're going to get pretty far ahead with these DTs. I don't even necessarily need to kill that much. Like, he's not mining at all right now, so I'm feeling very, very chill here. Now, let me show you guys what I actually wanted to do initially. So I can, on this map, look, I can make a pylon here, and then I can wall this off with gateways and this with just the same amount of gateways that I would normally have. Oh, let's not target the queen there. That'd be nice. So from what I'm seeing so far, it is quite clear that our opponent has the gold base, and apparently the lair is on the gold base as well, which is quite interesting. Now, I did so much damage with this. Let me see. How many gateways do I need? Wait. I only need 2 gateways for this? Oh my, or can I fit here? I didn't actually see. No, I don't fit. Wow, look. And this is, well, this is going to be like a 3 gateway wall, I guess, right? It's actually almost, what's it called? It's almost just 2 gateways as well. So I'm going to be able to wall all of this off. I guess I'll make a battery over here and a battery over here. And then I'll chrono boost charge so I can get blink after and 1-1. And now we're also gonna have access to a rich gas. Yeah, I think we're cooking really hard here, guys. I feel like this has to be the best build I've done so far. Like, this actually feels freaking fantastic. I'm gonna be able to wall this off entirely. You actually don't need that many gateways for that, you know? Like, I'm gonna keep my 4 bases safe. Now, obviously, these bases can be attacked. Like, the gateways can still be attacked. But against Zerg, well, admittedly, if you want to make this strategy as legit as possible, you have to do it a little bit different, because you don't want to play mass gateway units against Zerg, simply put. Like, you can make Stalkers. Stalkers are fine, but I do think if you want to play this perfectly, you would go for Immortals. I figured you were going to do that, so I'm going to pull you back just in time. You want to make Immortals and Storm, because Zealots are not going to be able to defend this, of course. Now I'm going to get so much gas mining from this. It's absolutely beautiful. I have 71 workers already. And this is after we went for a freaking DT rush. Like, the DT rush did so much damage, and I still have all this stuff going for me, which is absolutely beautiful. Now, let's see. DT... it's probably... Yeah, okay. I was thinking maybe... Wait, can I... Imagine if you could hit here. Well, I'm going to keep this here, because at some point that's going to... This is so funny. The DT is just going to wait. At some point that is going to mine out, right? Wait a second, guys. I think he might actually end up trapped there. I think it might be a few too many roaches. Oh, hey, he does actually fit there, so that's not the best wall. No, maybe I shouldn't go for the back. I wanted to go for the back, but I think it might not be the right decision here. I don't quite have that much yet. Yes, mine it out. My DT is like, yes, please, mine it out. Get rid of that. I could definitely use a couple more gateways. I don't have blink yet, unfortunately. I think I could get DT blink as well, because I have the rich gas, which is really going to help out a lot. I'm going to start getting some cannons over here to make an even better location. My DT is going to be waiting there very hungrily for a couple drones to become vulnerable, because I'll make some cannons here as well and get a secondary battery. Let's see, it actually mines out really fast, you know? It's only 100 minerals. I think the first time I checked it was 270, so it actually does mine out very fast. I wonder if he's going to see that DT. That's going to make it so freaking funny, right? It's like he's going to see the DT just waiting for the freaking prey to become available. That's beautiful. Let's see, we're almost there, boys. 39 minerals left, yes. Oh, yeah, this base too. Okay, so our guy here does have a lot of bases. I think I need to start putting on a little bit of aggression here. I think I'll counterattack with this. This is going to be mined out now, so this DT is going to have entrance here. I'll put these back for now. Like, the thing is, Roach Ravager is not going to be amazing against or in a base trade like this. Like, if we had Bailings, I'd be scared because my army would very likely just die to the Bailings here, or at least all the Zealots would die. Yo, he didn't realize that DT actually snuck through. Look at that DT, guys. It is popping the frick off. Let's see, he's going to try to get in here. I guess I'll use the battery overcharge to fight over here if he wants to. He's going to throw down a couple. Oh, I didn't even realize the biles were here. I thought they were further back, to be honest. So this is going to make for a pretty nice base trade. Keep in mind, I do have a lot of gateways on this left side. So it doesn't even necessarily matter that much if he... Oh, this is a little bit of an inefficient fight here. It doesn't matter that much if he kills the main base. Normally, that matters a lot more. But here, it's not actually going to matter as much as it usually would, because I have all these gateways on the left side. I could go for a big recall at some point. I don't think I'm ready to do that yet, to be honest. I want to make sure to kill his workers and stuff first. Let me do a couple chrono boost here. Probably make a couple more gateways too. I feel like that would be nice. Didn't he actually took care of the gold? Wait, could I just eliminate him? I could even eliminate him. I didn't even consider that possibility, but I could totally go for elimination here. Now, this is a little risky the way I'm playing it, for sure. But if he's going to go back... Oh, he's actually not going back. Huh, then he must have some drones out on the map, I guess. Else there would be no way he... you know, wouldn't go back here. I mean, he absolutely cannot eliminate me before I eliminate him, so that would be a very interesting decision. Gonna be able to kill this gas now, and that is actually it. 0 drones left on the map, and even in the army supply, you can tell that I was massively ahead. 23 roaches and 7 ravagers against 20 stalkers, 19 zealots, and this one hero DT with 19 kills, and the one adept. Well, I was gonna say, I'm not sure what the adept did, but it actually has 7 kills, so not bad. And this might have been my favorite strategy yet, honestly, guys. I think I could make a couple adaptations. First of all, I feel like I should be attacking on the bottom side so he doesn't attack here so early before I'm ready. Or I make more gases and make more stalkers, or I go for blink DTs. Because I do want to keep it gateway focused because it's fun and in the spirit of the challenge. 2 beautiful games. Let's go for the final one. And we're playing against another Zerg. All right. Now I'm very tempted to do the same strategy again. And I think I am going to do it because I really like the build. But maybe the follow-up should be a little different. We're playing on a very small map here, right? So if I am exactly the same amount of greedy, I think we're probably going to get punished a little harder on this map. Though we will have, you know, DTs against initial attacks. But I'm more talking about, like, later stuff. Like, let's say we're getting attacked when he has 170 supply of roaches. Then I'll probably just have, like, 25 zealots chilling. And on this map, that might not be enough to defend. I do think, by the way, just as a warning to everyone wanting to try this build, I believe gas first is technically greedy already because it means your gateway and your cyber is delayed. So on a small map like this, I actually wouldn't recommend that you play gas first because you're very likely to just die to like a 12 pool or something like that. So keep that in mind, you know. Just a fair warning in case you guys want to copy me here, because the build is cool, but maybe not on Ghost River, okay? If you guys get 12 pulled a lot or even 16 pulled or whatever, maybe not on Ghost River. Let's see. Looks like there is a appropriate amount of drones, which means I should see a hatchery over here. It's actually pretty nice. I think you can see that from the high ground on this map, so I don't have to go all the way down to check. That is quite convenient, because we're just going to try and do a little bit of probe harass. Also, I guess you could do this build a little safer if you didn't saturate the gas entirely right away. Because in general, a rule for Protoss is that you want to keep 15 out of 15 on the minerals and the rest on gas. But here I actually have fewer on minerals because I saturate the gas right away, because I only want to make 1 gas and I want that 1 gas to be enough to make DTs, right? So I saturate it right away, but I guess you could technically make this build a little safer by just not mining as much gas right away. Now, that does defeat the purpose a little bit, so, you know, think about that. I guess I could consider making the second gas. Actually, that's not even a bad idea. I'm going to make the second gas, because right now I'm maxed out on minerals anyway. So I might as well mine that gas until my natural nexus finishes and then transfer the workers over. I feel like that would be the best way to do this build, at least. Now, what do I want to do with this probe? I think I'm going to check for Zerglings. I don't want to die to any crazy Zergling counterattacks. I'm going to make the Twilight Council now. Then I'm going to mine from this one. Minerals are still going to be saturated. And then I'll make a Stalker after this. I would guess that there's not going to be a second Overlord, but I guess you never know. Now this time I don't really want to lose the probe. The reason why you do this is so you know where the Zerglings are for when your Adept finishes, pretty much. Now let's get those units out of the gas. Adept has arrived. Should be able to cap one Zergling. I did miss micro a little bit there, unfortunately. I think this game maybe, since I know where the Zerglings are, I can actually skip. Wait, why is this Queen here? That's kind of surprising, isn't it? Okay, I guess I'll just go for it. He might want to try and surround this, but then he's just going to lose his Zerglings. I know where his Lings are this time, so I won't need the... Oh, barely can get in there. Okay, that's nice. Here we go. So I won't need the second gateway, so I can make my third Nexus a little faster. Because I'll just micro this one around a little bit. I think I'm going to shade out now. Oh, that drone is actually so freaking close to killing me. I think the Queen... No, he stopped moving the Queen. Okay, that is nice. Whew. All right, let's get this base up, and then I'll get the second gateway after that. So it is a very fast third Nexus. If you guys compare it to the last game, you might wonder why the timing is the same as the last game, even though I skipped the gateway. That is because I mined extra gas. Like, I have more gas compared to the last game now. So I'm not even going to need the second gas as fast, which is also nice. Now, I think here I should probably already get a forge and start cannoning up this base. He's going to see this base now, and that's going to be quite surprising to him. I did lose, like, my literal only unit that can defend this, by the way. Like, 4 Zerglings will mess up this pylon right now. So that is one reason to... not lose the Adept like that, of course, but hopefully we can still bait some kind of an attack. I totally forgot I also could have just saturated that base. So he's going to see the DT Shrine now. He's also going to see the Forge. I guess he will know my intentions already. I think I'm going to start making a bunch of gateways here. I'm going to go up to more gateways this time and try to be a little bit less greedy just to see how the build works out. I think that's a decent idea. And I get... Oh, I already had that saturated. Oopsie. Okay, let's get those over here. And I'm going to start saturating my base. The Overlord is dead, and my DTs are going to go across the map. And now I have 3 gas. I think I'll go for Blink and +1. Hey, this is actually going to be an interesting experiment, because one of the most popular builds right now in PvZ is to go for the Blink all-in. So I wonder if I can do a good enough job of maximizing this build to still have a strong Blink all-in after. Now, there's going to be a Spore at the front, also a couple Links. I do not want to lose the DT, of course, so I'll just keep those together. I guess, technically, I might end up having a Blink all-in with 1 Archon, which is really pretty cool. That actually would be a pretty cool strategy. Let's see, I think I need 60 probes, right? I think that sounds about right. Actually, I need 1 more gas. For some reason, I forgot that I only had 3. I'll go up to 5 gases, because that is the most proper way to do this, I think. Get another pylon out here. Maybe we can deny this. I'm not quite sure if he has a lair. I hope he doesn't, because I actually really want to keep these alive for my Archon later with the Blink attack. That would be super, super nice. Not quite sure if I will be able to. Looks like we're going to be just fine for now. Let's saturate this one as well, and that is going to die or be cancelled, and that is an extremely good start. Now, the problem with the kind of Blink all-ins against, or with this challenge in particular, is that I'm not going to be able to make a pylon here in his face to reinforce this with. So this is totally going to be a little bit of a scuffed Blink all-in, but who knows. There's also a lot of gateways on just 1 pylon, by the way. That scares me. I think I have to make another pylon here just for my mental sake. Here, let's get that up. And now we're going to go across. I'll morph 1 Archon with this. And this timing actually does seem pretty decent, I have to say. I got +1 attack as well. Now, I don't want to turn this into an all-in because I don't have reinforcements like I mentioned before. So I think I'm just going to go with this first attack. And I'm actually very happy with what we have here. Like, this was even a scouted DT rush, right? So we didn't really get anything. Oh, is he going to attack me instead? Those roaches made it look... Oh, he is attacking me instead, right? Because there's a lot of roaches here. Now, I have this 1 Archon. I'm so happy that I have this 1 Archon, by the way. This Archon is going to add so much value. I hope I can blink over there. I think I might have to recall these, actually. So I'm not going to lose everything. And this looks like we are being all-in there, actually, which is quite surprising because I thought I was the one going for the cheese attack. So that is... I guess sometimes I get a bit carried away thinking that other people can't cheese or something, you know? Like, I'm the only one allowed to attack, guys. Let's go. Okay, so this is going to be a hard defense now because we did lose the Archon and we lost a good amount of Stalkers, but we did also delay the attack a little bit, which could be nice. There's a lot of freaking Zerglings there, by the way. Holy crap. I saw a massive amount of stuff on the minimap there. Let's see. Oh, it's making Balings as well, huh? Okay, Balings is an interesting choice. I really thought this was just going to be like a massive Roach attack. I'm going to cancel 1 Stalker so I can make charge. That seems like a decent idea. I'm getting a little supply block because... I was mostly focused on making batteries, I suppose. And here we go. Looks like he wants to fight already. He does have bailing speed already, which is potentially a little scary. This is a pretty good start to the fight, I have to say. We picked off a bunch of units already. Guess I'm gonna activate the battery in the back. I think that is the best idea that I have. These stalkers are trading very efficiently so far. I do need to run these away now because the bailings are getting close. The battery overture does get blown up, but I do still have a lot of units alive. It is mostly the queens that are left. So I think I should be able to stop that if I get Zealot reinforcement. Well, my supply is still really high. I did lose one more stalker here. I don't want to rally the Zealots that close. Guess I'll do a force field over there. That might help me delay this attack by a little bit. Oh, I pulled them over here. Let's pull a couple of these back. Gonna blink these stalkers back as well. I'm gonna blink them a little early just because we're playing on ping. So I'm gonna try to, you know, predict the ping a little bit there. Blink this one back as well. Stalker micro is looking pretty decent so far. My probes have returned as well. I think I'm actually gonna blink forward now so I can take care of the Ravagers a little quicker. Gonna try to dodge this bile. There we go. That has been dodged. And now these queens should be pretty easy pickings, I think. I did lose that right before I could blink away. But we are gonna kill all the queens, and that was pretty much the tankiness of his army. So that is a really good, well, I would say start. But this fight has been going on for a while at this point. Let's blink these back as well. A little bit too late on that one stalker. Try to micro this back manually. See if we can blink forward to get a couple extra roaches. There we go. Now, there is creep here, and I have absolutely no detection. So that is making this a little awkward. I do have really good upgrades, by the way. Maybe it would be time for me to get some sentries. I think I'm going to make a robo just for this creep. Like, I don't want the creep to be here all the time. Like, that's just really annoying. Now, how many workers is he going to have? He did have bailing speed. I did kill all of his queens, but I have to imagine that he does have a pretty decent economy still. I don't think we can assume that he has no economy here. That'd be a little silly. Now I'm going to move forward just because I think he might be morphing banelings. Yeah, oh, that is annoying. He's morphing banelings. I think I'm going to try to go for the counter attack here, actually. I think that would be a decent idea. I'm going to get some sentries out here. Not quite sure if it's going to be fast enough, but we'll see. Okay, so he's going to try attack again. I do have to click these away immediately. Got a pretty nice force field going on there. That force field is going to help us. Let's counterattack with these. I really hope he was reinforcing with links. If he's reinforcing with links, exactly, then this is going to be a really good trade for the Zealots over here. Gonna start an observer. These Zealots are gonna do so well. He's clicking back the bailings, which is really good for us. We're creating a lot of chaos here, which is exactly what we want. Let's do a couple of force fields over here. Don't want to move too far forward. Let's resaturate this base again. I think I'm gonna try and click a couple of these Zealots in the main. Like, I know the bailings are coming back. That's the thing. I'm going to try to split them as well as possible. Let's see. Pretty decent here. Actually should be able to kill a bunch more units. I got an observer on the way as well, which is going to be nice. Let's do a couple more force fields, couple pylons as well, so I don't get supply blocked forever. Pull these back whenever I can. The Zealots are still... Dude, this counterattack was the best idea we had so far. Like, they're doing so much damage. I'm going to be able to clean up all these roaches as well. +3 is almost finished, by the way, which is absolutely massive. And now I'm going to do something crazy and go for DT Blink here. I feel like DT Blink is going to be a great move, especially if I can catch him off guard and snipe the overseers, right? Like, that would be a really cool idea. Guess I'll just Chrono boost a couple of these gateways. Now these, I kind of intended these to go ahead and like snipe a base that was being built in the bottom. It looks like he is... Wait, did he see these? I don't actually have a recall. Okay, recall is going to come off cooldown soon. That's going to be fast enough, I think. Let's see. Do we have a base here? We do not have a base. Okay, that is really good for us. Because I can put this observer over here because he hasn't shown any anti-air units so far. Besides the queens, of course, that is. Let's see. I think he might be going for an attack. I do have recall now, so I need to make sure that I don't accidentally waste it on a chrono boost. Let's see, a couple more pylons should probably do me well. I'm going to make more DT. This is the craziest thing I've done so far. Go for these DTs, because the Stalkers have been so good for me that this actually is a little bit crazy. Okay, so I'm just going to focus down this base. Look at this. Oh, this is really nice. This is such a big part of his economy. And then we're going to recall these out. I'm going to lose a bunch of these, but that is probably like, I don't know, 35% of his economy or something, which is really massive. I guess I'm going to put another observer over here. I have a bunch of DTs. The moment... DT Blink is not quite finished yet, but almost. The moment I kill his overseers, we're going to have a green light to just go for the forward blink, which is really nice. I'm going to move this one forward just a little bit. I have to imagine he's going to be going for a big attack here, because if he doesn't... I mean, his economy is shot right now. Like, that's actually a really big part of his economy that I killed. Let me make sure he's not trying to break this. I'll make a pylon here. He's going to morph Balings in front of my base, which we obviously expected. So I need my Zealots on either side. DTs are going to be hiding for now. And then I can flank in with the Zealots. Let's see. Is there... I don't see an Overseer yet, guys. That could be a very good sign for us. I do not see an Overseer yet. There could be an Overseer at some point, but if I can get these on top of the Roach Ravager, obviously I don't want them in the front because that's going to be painful. Okay, now he sees I have this base. He's not going to be happy with that at all. I can guarantee you guys that much. Let's see. I'm going to keep these DTs here for now. I can see his entire army. He still does not have an Overseer with the army, guys. I have +3 attack as well, by the way. Don't forget that. I do have +3 attack. So my army is going to be very strong. He only has +1 attack, so that's obviously a pretty big difference. So these, I want these to come from behind. I'm going to blink these on top of the army now. He's going to try to bring the Balings back. But he can't explode them because there's no units that are that close. Okay, he did a good job with the Balings, but now the DTs are going to be able to clean up everything, and I think that should be it. I can blink again, block those roaches. Oh, this is going to be such a painful trade for him, and now we might be able to push forward. The DTs did lose the surprise effect. So it might be good for me to morph these into Archons now, to be honest, especially with the attack upgrades that I have. Let's just make sure he doesn't have too many bases. He's going to go for a counterattack. Those came from a pretty suspicious location, right? Did those just come from this base? Does he have this base over here, or what exactly is going on here? That's very suspicious, to say the least. These Zealots should be able to take care of this. This base is going to die once again. Then I'll go back to the bottom. I guess I might as well check that base while I'm at it. DTs can actually kill units in eggs, unlike most units that you have, so... At least as a Terran player, watching Marine shoot eggs is always a little bit disappointing. So he doesn't have this base, he doesn't have this base, and that is really going to put us in the clear to go for a big timing attack to end the game with. Now, I do want to make sure that I don't actually lose all these units. I mean, I can always save the... Wait, I guess I can just target the Overseer, right? If he wants to. Let's see, can I kill the Overseer? I think I might barely be able to get it, though barely not so far. Oh, kill it. You have one more shot? Yeah, we actually got it. Let's go. Now we're going to blink forward again. I do still want to have a couple to morph into Archons because that's going to make my +3 push so freaking strong. But his army does seem a little scary for now. What's actually quite difficult playing Protoss in this challenge is that the supply always lies. Because normally Protoss supply is the most true supply there is because there's nothing in production, right? Besides Stargates and Robos, of course. But when it comes to the gateways, there's nothing in production. You warp everything at once. So the supply you see is what you have. But now it's actually not the case. Like, I don't think I have as much as it looks like I do. But I feel like the trick is kind of up with the DT. So now I'm going to morph them into Archons. And I think we should be able to kill it with the next push. I'm not quite sure if I have enough Stalkers. More Stalkers would have been super nice here. I guess I do have a couple too many Zealots, really. Let me actually bring a couple of these. Maybe I can send the DTs into the natural while he's not paying attention. He does have a big army, that is for sure. Let's see. I still don't think it's enough, though. I feel like the Archons are just going to be so freaking good here. My DTs are going to be... Oh, look at the Zergling. Zerglings are going to get absolutely destroyed. Blink DTs in the base are going to destroy that entire mineral line. I do want to keep my army together a little bit, so I'm just going to blink forward on these units right here. These DTs are absolutely slicing up that base, and he hasn't even responded to it yet, which means it was a very successful distraction. And my opponent is going to wonder how we could have lost this game to freaking blink DTs and a guy not making warp gate. That is a dead base. I'm going to blink these into the main. Now they're going to escape, which means I can kill the other base. And then this base as well, that is most likely being built. Oh, it's actually already up. GG is called. And there we go. What a freaking game once again, guys. 20k resources lost against 26k. 41 workers killed this game, which is not even that much. But if you look at the worker count... Wait. He made so few workers this game. Zerg always makes way more workers than you do as Terran or Protoss, but I killed 41 and he only has 22. That's actually freaking crazy. He probably made like just a couple more workers than me if you calculate all the buildings that he built, but that is very little workers, so he was really all in. And that's really good news because that means we survived with this strategy. So this strategy might even be better than I thought. That was a pretty committed all in, probably like 55 or 60 drones roach bailing. And we held it playing this opening without Warp Gate, without Robo. That's absolutely awesome. And now I am tired. That was a fantastic episode. 3 awesome dubs. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all for the next one. Adios.